Every great empire begins with a single step. More than 700 years ago, in the rugged frontiers of northwestern Anatolia, a small band of Turkic warriors laid the foundations of what would become one of the history's most influential empires. This is the story of the rise of the Ottoman Empire. It always begins as a point on a map. Long before the Ottomans became a global power, the lands of Anatolia stood at the crossroads of civilizations where the fortunes of kingdoms could change in a single generation. At the close of the 13th century, Anatolia was a land divided. The once powerful Seljuk Sultanate had weakened under Mongol domination, while the Byzantine Empire struggled to defend its shrinking borders. Across this fractured frontier, small Turkic principalities competed for land, influence, and survival. Among them stood a modest principality whose destiny would reshape the world. Life on the frontier demanded resilience. Villages, fortresses, and caravan routes formed a meeting point of cultures, religions, and competing powers. For ambitious frontier leaders, every challenge offered an opportunity. In this uncertain landscape, courage, diplomacy, and determination mattered more than numbers. The rugged hills and fertile valleys of northwestern Anatolia shaped the lives of the frontier communities. Here, opportunity favored those prepared to seize it. Around the year 1299, a frontier leader named Osman Ghazi united loyal warriors around a bold vision. Through careful alliances, strategic victories, and strong leadership, he transformed a small principality into an emerging political force. Though few could have imagined it then, his name would one day define an empire that endured for more than 6 centuries. For every victory came new responsibilities. Expansion required not only courage on the battlefield, but also the ability to govern diverse peoples, protect trade, and maintain stability across distant lands. As neighboring territories weakened, Osman expanded his influence across northwestern Anatolia. Fortresses fell one after another, trade routes came under Ottoman control, and the young principality steadily grew in strength. These early successes established the foundations of a state built on discipline, opportunity, and military skill. Swift cavalry became one of the Ottoman state's greatest strengths. Their mobility, discipline, and knowledge of the frontier allowed them to expand their influence with remarkable speed. Near the end of his life, Osman entrusted his vision to his son, Orhan. Leadership passed peacefully from one generation to the next, ensuring that the young state would continue its remarkable rise. What had begun as the dream of one frontier leader now became the shared mission of an entire dynasty. Each captured fortress strengthened Ottoman control over trade routes, secured the surrounding countryside, and brought the young state one step closer to lasting stability. In 1326, the capture of Bursa marked a decisive turning point. No longer merely a frontier principality, the Ottomans now possessed a prosperous city that became their first great capital. Bursa provided wealth, stability, and legitimacy, allowing the Ottoman state to develop stronger institutions and prepare for even greater ambitions. Under Orhan and his successors, Ottoman forces crossed the Dardanelles into Europe. Their arrival in Rumelia transformed regional politics forever. What had once been a local Anatolian power was now becoming a force that connected 2 continents. A new chapter in history had begun. As Ottoman influence spread across both Anatolia and the Balkans, the frontier principality evolved into an organized and ambitious state. Each new territory strengthened its economy, its military, and its growing reputation. Under Sultan Murad I, the Ottoman state expanded deeper into southeastern Europe. Administrative reforms strengthened the government, while disciplined armies secured new territories across the Balkans. What had once been a frontier principality was rapidly becoming one of the region's dominant powers. Preparation was often as decisive as combat itself. Careful planning, discipline, and organization became defining characteristics of the early Ottoman military tradition. The Battle of Kosovo in 1389 marked another decisive chapter in Ottoman expansion. Although the conflict came at a great cost, including the death of Sultan Murad I, the Ottoman position in the Balkans continued to strengthen. The balance of power in southeastern Europe had shifted, and the dynasty's future remained secure. Yet history rarely follows a straight path. In 1402, Sultan Bayezid I suffered a devastating defeat at the Battle of Ankara against the forces of Timur. The empire entered a period of civil conflict known as the Ottoman interregnum, when rival princes struggled for control, and the future of the state hung in the balance. From this period of uncertainty emerged Mehmed I. Through diplomacy, determination, and military leadership, he reunited the divided territories and restored central authority. His achievements ensured that the Ottoman state survived one of the greatest crises in its history and laid the groundwork for a new era of expansion. In 1453, Sultan Mehmed II fulfilled an ambition that had inspired generations before him. After a determined siege, Constantinople, the capital of the Byzantine Empire, fell to the Ottomans. The conquest transformed the city into a new imperial capital and marked the end of one age and the beginning of another. Across Europe, Asia, and the Middle East, the balance of power had changed forever. From a small frontier principality in northwestern Anatolia, the Ottomans built an empire that would endure for more than 6 centuries. Their legacy shaped politics, commerce, architecture, scholarship, and culture across 3 continents. The story of the Ottoman Empire is not only one of conquest, but also of resilience, transformation, and lasting influence on world history. Thank you for watching History Beyond Borders. If you enjoyed this documentary, like, subscribe and join us as we continue exploring the civilizations and events that shaped our world. Let's cover history together.